If people don't listen when you speak, it's not because you lack confidence or executive presence. It's because pressure hijacks your voice before your words even leave your mouth. Most people don't have a communication problem, they have a pressure pattern. Until you decode this pattern, traditional advice like speak louder or sit up straight won't fix it. Your voice breaks not from weakness, but because your nervous system perceives danger. People listen to the state you're speaking from, not just your words. Today, I'll reveal how top 1% leaders speak to command attention, and understanding this will shift your entire career. Hi, Unbreakable leaders. I'm Pav Lertjitbanjong, courage decision scientist and leadership advisor. I spent 23 years inside top Fortune 500 brands, leading teams and watching how pressure changes people. I help leaders decode their nervous system under pressure so they stay clear, decisive, and unbreakable in the AI era. Let's dive in. Years ago, I sat in a conference room with glass walls, fluorescent lights, and too many people pretending they weren't terrified. A senior VP asked a simple question. Everyone froze. Eyes darted. Breaths held. He scanned the room like he was searching for weakness. And then he landed on me. Thoughts, Pav? He asked. I opened my mouth and nothing came out. My throat tightened. My voice shook. My words got smaller and smaller until I finally whispered, I'm not sure. Let me think on it. My confidence evaporated in real time. I didn't know why I could speak perfectly fine everywhere else, but in that room with that pressure, I disappeared. And here's the truth nobody tells you. I didn't have an executive presence problem. I had a pressure pattern. Your voice collapses under pressure the same way your brain does, from old conditioning, survival wiring, and leadership wounds that never got healed. When you speak in a high-stakes moment, your nervous system decides whether you're safe long before your words come out. If your body doesn't feel safe, your voice will not sound authoritative. Here's what actually happens. Your throat tightens because your vagus nerve is bracing for impact. Your voice trembles because your breath is trapped in your chest. Your tongue gets heavy because your survival brain has taken over. Your sentences shorten because your prefrontal cortex goes offline. This isn't confidence, this isn't incompetence, this is biology, this is the human body trying to protect you. This is why telling yourself to sound confident doesn't work. This is why speak up more doesn't work. This is why fake it until you make it doesn't work. Because your voice is not a script, it's a signal. And as long as your signal is coming from fear, your communication will always land below your intelligence. Let me give you the twist, the reframe you've never heard before. Top 1% leaders don't speak differently because they're gifted. They speak differently because their nervous system is trained differently. Their tone isn't louder, it's calmer, more grounded, more present, more regulated. They've mastered one thing. They speak from a regulated state, not a pressured state. You've been told communication is about body language, vocal tone, word choice, charisma. It's not. Those are surface level. The foundation, the real foundation, is your inner state. Your nervous system is your communication skill. This is where courage decision science comes in. Let me introduce you to a framework I use with leaders in high-stakes environments. It's from my 5P Unbreakable Leader Operating System: pressure, perception, pattern, pivot, presence. Here's how it works when speaking. Pressure. Someone asks you a question. The room looks at you. Stakes rise. Perception. Your brain labels this as danger, judgment, or potential humiliation. Pattern. Your old communication wound triggers freeze, fawn, shrink, ramble, over-explain, soften, disappear. Pivot. You interrupt the pattern by regulating your nervous system in 3 seconds. Presence. Your voice returns, your clarity returns, your authority returns. People feel your grounded leadership. This is exactly what the top 1% do. Let me show you the 3-second pivot, the one skill that will change your entire communication style. Breathe low, not in your chest, in your lower belly. One low breath returns your voice to your body. Open your posture just enough to tell your survival brain, we're safe. Land your gaze, not darting, not scanning for threat. Pick one person, land softly. Drop your pace. The biggest mistake people make under pressure, they speed up. Top 1%, they slow down. Not because they're confident, but because they're regulated. And once you do that, your voice changes. Your tone drops, your clarity rises, your authority becomes felt, people listen. Let's apply this to real moments. When your boss interrupts you, breathe low, land your gaze, drop your pace, then say, Let me finish this thought. When someone challenges your idea, regulate, then say, here's the logic behind my decision. When you speak and people ignore you, regulate, then lead with, here's what matters now. When you're scared to speak at all, regulate, then lead with, here's what I'm seeing. Now let me give you the part most people miss. Speaking like a leader isn't about volume, it's about self-trust. And most people don't speak with authority because they don't trust themselves. Why not? Because of childhood be quiet conditioning, authority wounds, perfectionism, shame, people-pleasing, past humiliation, toxic bosses, trauma-coded communication patterns. This is why your voice changes around certain people. Your voice is not inconsistent. Your triggers are. And here's the spiritual truth. Your voice isn't just sound, it's identity. When you speak, the world hears the version of you your nervous system allows. We rebuild your voice by rebuilding your safety. Let me give you the executive presence reframe, the one that changed my life, my career, and every leader I've coached. Executive presence is not how you look. It's how safe people feel in your presence. When you speak calmly under pressure, you make the room feel safe. You become someone others look to. You lead without forcing. You influence without performing. People trust you because your regulation becomes contagious. Now the CUP checklist. This protocol stops the spiral. C. Calm your breath. U. Unlock your throat tension. P. Pace your voice intentionally. This is how you speak like a top 1% leader, not by being louder, but by being more regulated, not by being perfect, but by being present, not by performing confidence, but by returning to yourself. Let me give you your playbook and the 5 practices that will rewire your voice under pressure. Speak from your body, not your fear. Before you talk, drop your breath low. One breath can save an entire meeting. Stop rushing. Slowness is authority. Rapid speech is panic. Replace I think with here's what I see. Vision greater than opinion. Shorten your first sentence. Leaders who ramble lose respect. Leaders who start with clarity gain it instantly. End your statements with a period. Not a question mark disguised as one. No more upward inflections. Say it. Land it. Let silence work for you. Now, come back to me for a moment. You don't have a voice problem. You don't have an executive presence problem. You don't have a confidence problem. You have a pressure pattern. And the moment you train your nervous system under pressure, so your voice returns. Your clarity returns. Your authority returns. You don't need to become someone else to be listened to. You need to become the you who feels safe in your own body. If this hit you today, subscribe, because leaders who stay clear, confident, and courageous in a world of pressure, this is your show. And drop the word realign in the comments so I know you're ready to speak from your true voice.